Welcome back to the channel. I don't see why anybody would own a truck if they don't need the truck bed. Ooh, V10 M5. I have been wanting one of those. Surprised he even has a blinker on. Sorry, had a squirrel moment. Squirrel! There's another car. He's replaced many transfer cases in the trucks and the SUVs because people have left them in auto. That's absolutely stupid. Stupid GMC. That's really stupid. My wife just left with the kids and I'm gonna do something stupid. If you've been watching for a while, you know I got rid of my 2009 LX570 to buy this guy, the 2004 Hummer H1, and I've been working on it for a little bit. Mostly sits in the garage. I figured after a little while that it doesn't make the best daily driver. Drives fine. It's got power for what it is. It's a big hunk and slow thing, but it's just not terribly comfortable just to drive every day. It gets a lot of looks. It's fun to drive. Then after I figured it's not fun to daily drive all the time, I ended up getting this as a daily driver, a 2021 GMC Sierra AT4. It's been great. I can't really complain too much about it. It's been the first time in many, many years that I've had a truck instead of an SUV. And I sort of started to remember why I don't necessarily want a truck. And I'll tell you why. It's got a nice package on it. It's got the, remote whatevers that you don't have to touch the key and you can get in. I like the color on the inside. It's black with the little brown strips. It's in really good shape. It only has, I think right now it's got 14,600 miles. And that's after I've had it for a few months and put, maybe a couple thousand miles on it. Apple CarPlay works like any new vehicle should. Android Auto works. It's got the tow controller built in, so I don't have to do anything and add anything. It's got the seat heaters and the coolers. It has the power to tow, even with the 5.3 V8, but surprisingly, the suspension in the back was very subpar. It has the leaf springs, it has the upgraded tow package for the max tow capacity, whatever, but I still had to add the Timbrens in the back to tow our boat, because even at around, I think, 800-ish, 850 pounds of tongue weight, give or take, on our boat trailer, the back end really squatted bad. And it didn't look bad when it squatted. It just changed the driving dynamics to where it just didn't feel stable. So I added the Timbrens. That ended up working out fine. I put tons of stuff in the back, pallets of grass, lumber, stuff from Home Depot and Lowe's. It's been convenient to have a truck with a bed, so I don't have to run a trailer and I don't have to put things in the back of our SUV. But let me tell you the things I don't like about it. It's not that comfortable to drive. Interior is fine. Seats are comfortable. Driving position's comfortable. Steering's all right. Leaves some to be desired. It's very squishy on the suspension on the front, more than I thought it would be, and more than my old Tundra was. The rear suspension is far too bouncy, whether it's loaded, not loaded, have stuff in the bed, don't have stuff in the bed. It just feels like, I don't know, maybe I guess a domestic truck, F-150, Sierra, all of them sort of ride like that. The Tundra just rides way better, and coming from an LX570 or even my wife's old BMW X7 that we just sold and traded in, or previous Tahoes that we've had, it's just not comfortable. I don't know how to describe it. The rear suspension feels like a work truck. Even though this is an AT4, should be comfortable, it's not. Reason number 2, I don't like it. And I guess this is coming from having an SUV for so long, for many, many different years of SUVs and models. Rear seats don't recline. I really didn't think about this beforehand, but my boys are 11 and my older son's about to turn 13, and the rear seats don't recline. If you have kids, you know they always fall asleep in the car. If you drive anything longer than 20 minutes, one of them's probably falling asleep, right? Fall asleep here, head goes bleh, or bleh, falls over, whatever. They can't recline the seats to lay down comfortably. Now, does it affect me driving in the front? No, not really, but I can see they're really uncomfortable. Reason number 3, I don't like it. Say you load up the kids, wife, I don't know, maybe you're by yourself. You go grocery shopping. Where the hell do you put the groceries? In the bed? I mean, when we go grocery shopping, when we go to Sam's or Costco, that's where they end up, all back here. Or if it's not too many things, a few bags, they end up here. In front of the kids, their feet, middle, or if they're not with us, they end up here. Now, if you ask me, that's not very convenient. Now, every time we go to the grocery store, we usually end up taking my wife's Mercedes EQS and putting stuff in the trunk because that just is more convenient. It's easier to get stuff out as well. If we have a bunch of groceries, put them back here. You got to put the tailgate down, get the kids, Carl up there, stand up, hand bags to you. It's just not convenient at all. I don't know how somebody would have a truck as a primary vehicle and be comfortable and consider it a good decision, especially all these people. I think the majority of truck owners, correct me if I'm wrong, majority of truck owners don't use it for the purpose of a truck. They don't use the bed, they don't tow stuff. I bought it because I thought it'd be easier to lug around our boat, and had some house projects and I wanted a truck bed so I wouldn't have to run a trailer all the time. It's been convenient, but now that that stuff's done, I don't see why anybody would own a truck if they don't need the truck bed. Do you think it looks cool? I mean, I guess. Yeah, sure. I'd much rather have an SUV. Maybe it's cheaper than having an SUV, but you get the same platform, but you really don't because the rear suspension is really terrible. All right, what else? The other thing hasn't really caused the problem for me yet, but as I purchased this, I also joined a bunch of the GM and Chevy truck Facebook groups and a couple of the forums, and it is absolutely astonishing how many people have catastrophic problems with engine, water pump, timing belt, transmission, differential under 50,000 miles, under 30,000 miles. And I'm at almost 15 on this one. But the number of issues people have, yeah, warranty covers it. But why on earth would it be that low a quality for it to break in the first place? That is really, really concerning. I have warranty, but I don't want to deal with this thing breaking for absolutely no reason for simple things that should be reliable. I'm just too used to foreign cars, I guess. I mean, come on, GM. Can't you figure out how to build a car that's reliable? The option to put it in four-wheel drive or auto. Now, when it says auto, you would think, oh, I can leave it in auto for the computer and the vehicle to choose when it wants to go into four-wheel drive or two-wheel drive, and it's automatic, right? Absolutely wrong. GM, dealership, and service techs, and I think there's a TSB out there somewhere for it, recommends you do not leave it in auto because it will ruin your transfer case. What? Seriously? Then take the auto feature away. Don't even put it on there. As an owner, I would think, oh, there's an auto four-wheel drive button. I'll just leave it on that so I don't have to think about it. Ooh, V10 M5. I have been wanting one of those. Sounds pretty good. I don't know if you can hear it in the video. Let's see if he revs up, leaving the street. Come on, M5. Vroom, vroom. Hit the gas, bro. Blinker, blinker. Oh, now reverse. Oh, typical BMW driver. Can't figure out what the hell he wants to do. Surprised he even has a blinker on. Sorry, had a squirrel moment. Squirrel! There's another car. Okay, back to this thing. Yeah, why would you put the auto button there? It should have 2 high, 4 high, 4 low. Why would you have an auto function if you're telling people not to use it because it ruins the transfer case? And I talked to a technician there, one of the master techs at the GMC dealer up the street where I purchased this thing. He confirmed, absolutely yes, that's true. He's replaced many transfer cases in the trucks and the SUVs because people have left them in auto. That's absolutely stupid. Stupid, GMC. That's really stupid. Have I had problems with it? No, because it's only at 14,600 miles and I've only driven it for, what is it now, 3-4 months? Do I know mine's gonna break? No, I don't. I treat my vehicles really well, do maintenance on time, and I drive like a grandpa. But do I want to deal with the potential of this thing breaking down on me and being unreliable and seeing some of the suspension and drivetrain problems and weaknesses? I am 99% sure I want to get rid of it and get back into a Lexus LX570. Is that a surprise? My wife just left with the kids, and I'm gonna do something stupid. And I've got my eyes on a local LX570 that's for sale. Been negotiating the number since yesterday. Just got the bank and everything finalized on paperwork. And I think I'm gonna go grab it, trade this guy in. I'm gonna empty out this truck and head to the dealership. So hang with me. Let's go check out the LX. On the way to the dealer to grab this LX570 and trade in this 2021 GMC Sierra. And if you are buying a vehicle and you're in Texas, I highly recommend you check out University Heritage Credit Union. I think I've done my last 6 or 7 car loans through them. They beat everybody else's rate. Nobody else has been able to beat them, at least for me personally. With my credit score, I think I'm usually hovering right around a 740 to 780 credit score, give or take. Let's see, where is this LX? They must have it in the back somewhere. I hope they didn't wash it and put grease all over it. I hate when the dealers do that. That is funny. So here it is. I don't know how well you can see in the video. It's dirty. I told them to leave it dirty. I don't want them to wash it, put scratches on it. Got bird poop over there, gotta wash it. It's not terrible. There's some curb rash on this wheel, which I'm gonna try to get fixed. See it around the edge. All 3 other wheels are perfectly fine. I'm willing to bet somebody at the dealership did that. There's a little tiny scratch. Doesn't look like it's through. It might even be something else's paint or color that got on here. My nail won't grab it. Hopefully that buffs out. We'll see. And then it looks like at some point, I don't think you can see it on the video, but there's a pinstripe that goes front to back on both sides. And that pinstripe is gone. Somebody removed it. But you can see all the kind of glue residue that's left over. I'm gonna try to get that compounded out and buff it. And then last, I think at some point, somebody tried to open this guy with a screwdriver or something and bent the lip. I'm gonna try to see if that's repairable easily. It's a tiny little dent right there. And if not, maybe see if I can get a new fuel cap. Otherwise, this thing is in really, really good shape for having the mileage it has. And I was wrong, it wasn't 59,000. It's actually 56,000 miles. Overall, in pretty good condition. Has the rear seat entertainment that, again, I don't know if I'll keep or not. Really good condition back seats. Looks like nobody's ever sat back here. It's got the window shades, which I wanted to make sure we do have with the kids. It has the, I think this is standard on all the 16 plus, the rear seat heating, cooling, all of that. And I love the LX over the Land Cruiser just because of some of the additional features, you know, power front and back seats, just like the previous generation of LXs. You've got your remote for the rear seat entertainment, and it just looks like nobody's ever touched this entire back area. And it has a 3rd row. They're folded up right now. But we do use a 3rd row occasionally with the kids' friends, and all the mats are back there. I'll vacuum them when I get to the house and put them in. The mat for the front driver is obviously the most worn, and the rest of them are in incredibly good shape for this mileage. 56,000 miles. The interior has not had any refurbishment work. I looked through everything, and even with that, hasn't been detailed or anything. There's no wear on the door or the armrest. There's no scratches like you see a lot of times on these with the shiny black surfaces. The front seat, all the panels look original. Nobody's refinished or refurbished or sprayed any dye on these. You can see a little bit of additional wear on the side bolsters, but again, for 56,000 miles, this thing is in really good condition. Have the heads-up display, which I was looking for. The lane keep assist and the radar cruise control, which I think is on just about every one of these. And then another thing you notice if you ever shop through one of these, this whole area is usually full of scratches and dirt and people's hands touching stuff and their rings and their jewelry, especially if it's a woman-owned car, always leaving crap around this area. But it looks almost new, and the car hasn't even been detailed. There's no wear on here. There's no wear on the knob. Very little wear on the silver surface right here on the shifter, but I've seen these with 20,000 miles that look way worse than this. And then we've got a little paperwork and thing from AutoNation. And if you look at this seat, there's very little wear, just a little bit there on the outside, and that's it. So overall, mileage is higher than I really wanted. Oh, let's close this sunroof. It's too hot in here. Mileage is higher than I wanted, but this thing is in really good condition. I think I got a good deal on it. I don't know, with the market where it is. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. $58,800 is what I paid, and it has about 56,000 miles on it. It's a one-owner vehicle. Outside, you can, oh, here's the glue. It's not a scratch. You see all the glue from the pinstripe? It shows a lot more on this side. Some bonehead removed that pinstripe and just didn't clean up after themselves. I'll get that cleaned up and buffed out. So anyway, it is what it is. Maintenance all up to speed, all Lexus maintained, and it's got brand new control arms, bushings, ball joints on the front. So anyway, let me know what you think. I'm curious to see if you guys are seeing anything I'm not seeing in the video, and what your thoughts are. Thanks for joining me on yet another adventure. I'm sure I'll have more videos on this truck as I get further into it. In the meantime, thanks for joining me. I love y'all. I'll see you next time.